That had to work.
Oh, that's funny.
It was very rich. But what are we going to do about the food shortages?
We're gonna have to figure something out.
I know we are. I mean, are we going to actually be shipping them food, or are we going to ask for be reimbursed for this?
Well, we're gonna have to be reimbursed.
Yeah, merchants aren't cheap. But they need the food.
And I have no coin.
I have a small amount, but maybe we can dig more gold out of the mines.
Well, let's talk to Keldor. Keldor knows mines.
He does know mines. Keldor! We must speak with thee.
What do you want?
In your
Infinite wisdom.
Infinite wisdom. How much gold would you say is left in the mines?
The mine goes pretty deep. I think there's quite a bit left, but you have to go pretty deep in there to get anything out.
Okay.
So it will be perilous, but probably worth your time.
Worth our time?
Yes.
Good, because we must pay these merchants to send the food caravans to the other country.
There are goblins in that cave.
Goblins. I hate goblins. They're as bad as orcs.
I'm not a fan. Except that one.
Well, that one over there is rather humorous.
He was very humorous.
Yes.
So, how soon can we get a expedition together to go down into the mines?
Well, I think we'll need a few more people. But I think we can get going pretty soon.
Pretty soon?
Yeah.
Well, I know we can recruit our tenant. Mitri, will you join us in the mines later? We have a goblin infestation to clear out.
I thought you said hobgoblin. Or is it goblin?
Just
I
goblins.
think it's just goblins.
Oh.
Did I hear my name?
Yes, our tenant, you're back.
I just came back from the Merchant Road, where there are no merchants as of yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Well, they
Thank goodness.
travel.
The roads are clear though, and
are?
prepared.
Good.
I didn't find any beasts or any ill-witted folks out on that trail, so
How far did you
everything
go?
is set.
How far did you travel?
As far as I could with these boots on.
Ah,
Quite far.
quite far. For those are good boots.
But I was not armored.
We're gonna make an adventure into the mine, I guess.
All right.
We must, to get the gold to pay the merchants, to take the food.
Do we have the proper supplies?
We have the food in stores.
Who's bringing the canary?
Into the mine?
Would you rather die?
I'm more worried about the goblins.
There's goblins?
Yes. We will need your assistance to clear them out.
Very well. I'll get my armor.
But before you do, you gotta meet this orc.
Which orc?
This orc, the orc in the tavern.
There's an orc in a tavern?
Yeah,
Funny.
hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll believe that.
No, we were just
that
in
away.
there. It's fine. It's fine. Dimitri, you must see this. He's actually juggling. Now they're on fire. Yeah.
Well, those were rat heads he was juggling.
Yes.
But they were good. It's amazing. Such dexterity with the rat heads.
Oh, I forgot my satchel.
So what you just saw there was an impromptu scene, totally unscripted. We had no idea what we were actually talking about. But we played off of each other as we were doing the role play. This whole video has absolutely no direction whatsoever.
None. And that's how easy it is to actually get into roleplay. If somebody says something, how would your character react to that?
And you may not know right away, especially if you're brand new. You may not know how to do specific types of dialects, or you may not, your character is going to adjust and build as you do it. You're not expected to know it right away. But once you get into a role, you should be able to jump back into that role once again. Role-playing out what's happening as you're doing it is very, very important. We've seen some folks who are a little bit laxed on this, and we really think it's just because there's not a lot of good knowledge or information out there on how to role play what's happening.
Right, if somebody goes in a direction, try to follow it. try to come up with things that you would say and see how it all plays out.
So from an aspect of lore, role-playing, scenery, those types of things, you're going to be judged and judging other characters on the environment, how they're dressed, the weather, everything. Everything is included and used in that role-play.
And it's not even completely out of the realm that you may not agree with someone. Play that as your character. I mean, that is all. I mean, all of us have issues with certain character types.
We wrote those into the backstory of our characters to add to the drama and the roleplay.
So if you add certain things to your backstory, you never know, you may meet your long-lost brother. Or you may see your greatest nemesis incarnate right in front of you.
The point we're trying to make is try to really dramatize that roleplay. If you are not comfortable doing a lot of roleplay, that's understandable. Heck, a lot of us don't even roleplay very well, but we keep practicing, we keep trying, and we use each other to help increase that. A lot of times you can do this by going to practices, getting to know your fellow LARPers, and asking for advice in the LARP community.
And that's one of the great things about the LARP community, and when you go to events, people will help you. The more you get to know your fellow LARPers, the more easily the role play will happen. That way you're not as held back and focused on your own role play. They will help you. They'll help bring it out of you.
And again, it does take some time.
Yes.
So just take it event for event, day by day, practice by practice. And again, take care to become part of the LARPcraft community, ask questions, get in some of the text role plays. We got each one of the tracking systems has a in-game area where you can actually do it by text as well to start to develop that character before a game or before a practice.
And sometimes, if you're lucky, you can catch one on TeamSpeak.
Yes, so you got the audio way to do it too. And sometimes we do video casts as whole group communities. So again, there's many ways we're trying to encourage people to do the role play and to get involved. So as we sit here in Gandalahar in the freshly started village, what is this village called? Is there a village
This
name
is
yet?
the village of New Hope,
So this is the village of New Hope.
founded by refugees from Aladon and Maywood.
So they came together to create this collaboration. This is all handmade. All the lumber was even cut by hand and shaped by hand. So,
But not by us.
but not by us. Not by us yet.
We don't have that kind of time
Well, or skill.
or skill.
But we're learning.
Keldor has that kind of skill.
I don't want to build houses.
When we're going in and doing the role play, let's start with combat. Combat's pretty easy. A lot of times when we see new players, if I would strike Ronan in the arm, let's say I'm going to get him in the leg where his armor is not hit. I'll hit him and he'll just put his leg back. Okay, but where's the role play? If I'm going to come in and I'm going to strike him again, now I'll do it with a bunch of role play. So you see the big difference there? He's going to take the limb hit, but he's going to go ahead and go through the motions of if he was actually struck by a bladed weapon. We got spellcasters, we got healers, we got a lot of different things in a lot of different games. Now again, it's not genre specific. This we are doing the Myths and Legends system. But all the game types have very specific types of roleplay you can do for professions, races, and those sorts of things. So if Odin, as one of the spellcasters, if Odin was just going to throw an orb, go ahead and get an orb out, Odin. Spellcasting is the hardest thing to roleplay because you're doing something that technically doesn't exist. So when he's going to pull out a red orb here, he could just throw it at me with a very non-immersive type of cast. And he didn't call anything. It was very hard to figure out in a community or group environment. That's going to be tough to actually judge what happened. As a spellcaster, he could be gathering up his elements. He could be, talking to his deity. He could be,
Channeling
Mitri
his
has
mana.
a very specific type of saying that she says every time she does a cast. That's her way of doing it. So those are the things you can do. Spellcasters can also have books, wands, those types of things to help them in their magic channeling. We want to try to make the role play as believable as possible, even though this is fantasy, and what they're doing is not real to most people.
This isn't real?
News to me.
Nobody told them. Be quiet.
So we want to role play these abilities. Another really great example is, Keldor here is a cleric. When you're going to bring somebody back from the dead, they will be like, do the resurrection, boom, done. Oh, okay, and they're off on their way. That's a very low immersion type of setting and type of role play. If Keldor was going to actually do a resurrection, folks, this is like a miracle. All right, it can affect the entire village when they bring somebody back to life. You can really dramatize that. Oh well, I don't know that we want to actually do that in the mud here.
I'll do it.
No, wait. That's another thing. Would Keldor as a cleric want to have a prop to do resurrection? Would you want to have a place to do that? Because it can also be a safety issue. Ronan in his, very elaborate costume, he may not want to get on the ground in that costume. It could be a safety hazard, but it's also an investment that he's made that it could wreck or damage some of the things. So when you're doing your professions, when you're doing your skills as a race or a class or any of that, you want to have the props to do said professions and such.
And there's also a balance between role play and, as our tenant said, laying in the mud.
Right.
Okay, if you can't afford to get your stuff muddy or dirty or things like that, or like my armor, I don't want to particularly get it wet, and mud is wet because it'll rust, you can still role play but not have to do that. So let's say that you don't want to get your costume dirty or filthy or wet or things like that. You can still give the role play that is needed without actually having to actually fall down into the mud.
So you're saying I'm not supposed to fall down, but that's the part of the immersion that I like.
But then by all means fall down if you're willing to get your stuff dirty.
So what we're saying is every character, every person that plays a character is going to have a difference of opinion as to whether they want to roll around in the mud or not. And it's a big part of the immersion. But if you can try on the healing side or in the town settings, have a place for them with the right props to do your profession or abilities, that really is what we're trying to drive home here.
Or if you want your dry cleaner to hate you, feel free.
What's a dry cleaner?
Dry cleaner? Cleaning without water.
No! How is that possible?
Magic. Clean?
Magic.
But anyway, we hope you have found this video insightful and helpful.
And somewhat entertaining.
I'm not dancing.
On the note of having props, if you can't remember your spells, or if you maybe just switched races or classes, or spellbooks are amazing. Amazing.
Having a way to record your professions will allow you to also get experience for said professions. We do realize that, like, if Odin as an apothecary or going to run his apothecary shop as a, if he's stuck there doing that for 4 or 5 hours, sure, he can bank a lot of coin, he can make a lot of mats, make a lot of friends, but he's also limited to that's what he's doing, that's what he's crafting for those 4 hours. So if he records that down, he can get experience for doing that. Professions are very important in this game. We built all the skills around said professions so that there's more things to do than just combat. If you don't record it though, did it happen?
Yeah.
That's why a journal is very important.
And we have sheets to help colonies and to help players record those things, but the more immersion you can give, the better. So keeping them in an actual journal that you carry on your character, journals are fairly inexpensive. So
it's a great way to keep everything recorded, and if you want to add things to your profile later, jot down what happened during that event, add it to your profile.
Right. Or add it to the stories within the tracking system for that event.
That too.
That way you remember, but everybody else can see it as well.
Alright, I want to go see if the orc finally put himself out.
Okay.
Last time
You're
I
gonna
was
visit the
there,
orc?
he was
Oh,
Merchant Chris.
Last time I saw him, he was juggling fiery rat heads. I gotta see this again.
Fiery radhead juggling. That is a unique skill.
It didn't turn out
Oh.
well. We'll clean that up later.
I didn't do it. This was not my fault.
I didn't set him on fire either.
You didn't
Have
set him
fun.
on fire? Well, he took it on his own volition then.
Have fun experiencing the journey of roleplay, and we are all here, all of us, thousands of us throughout the world, to help you do that if you need any assistance. Thanks for watching.
This has been Ronan, Artenin, Odin and Keldor, and Mitri.
Dimitri.
We're just gonna get in trouble for that.
Probably. I
See you in
expect
the
my beating
games.
to be swift and severe later. But this has been another Larpcraft video.
We'll see you in the games. On the field. And flare.
Keldor! Keldor! Heal me! Are you over here? No, you're over here.
Dispel magic.
You gotta run.